Welcome back everyone to round 3 of the 2014 European Championships in Amsterdam. Our next match for you this round is Daharin Rakic versus Marjo Jahaj. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm awful at name pronunciation. But Daharin is the Serbian national champion, and I can't say I've heard of Marjo, but he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, he is. He's already gone 2-0, so we could see a pretty good match. Daharin definitely knows his stuff. I mean, he beat out a lot of players to be able to actually get here today. So,
and he's still on that hot streak.
Definitely.
Right, so we'll see what they're playing after we see the opening hands.
There is still a Spellbook of Fate there. Just ignore that from the last game.
Yeah.
It should wipe in a moment.
When we see the new hands, I'll get that down for you guys. That's
Gladiator Beast.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Gladiator Beast is a very old deck type. I don't know if anybody remembers it. It's a deck type that I actually used to play in 2008. It just likes to tag team monsters from the field to the deck, and when they tag out, they get special effects.
I think this is Geargia.
Yeah, it looks like a Geargia. That's Geargia armor, definitely.
Yeah, we're just getting the opening hands entered into the system.
Geargia, just a wealth of advantage.
Yeah, having the power to search for all of the cards you need to just keep running those combos at your opponent. There we go.
Points have been set up.
I'm not entirely sure who's going first, but these are the first cards that I have access to. Okay.
Okay, so they're rolling the dice, and he's rolled a 1 to a 2. So, narrowly missed being able to go first, which is going to cost him dearly. Not having the setup is one of the worst things. I mean, the reason why Gladiator Beasts really work in this format is the chariots that they've got going for them. Just
very powerful counter trap. But you are running it against wiretaps, none of which are in play at the moment. Okay, so we see the turn 1 Geargia armor.
Now there's the Dark Hole, always an advantage breaker. And he's contemplating it.
Okay. Yep.
He plays it straight away.
He might be aware of what Daharin is already playing, because playing that Dark Hole on that turn 1 could, in the event that your opponent does decide to play Mermels and you're hitting the Abyss Lind.
Quest hits the field.
Yes.
And what's he attacking into there?
Fiendish Chain.
Which is a shame.
There's a Geargia gear face down. Yep.
Yep. Soul Charge Gladiator Beast. Definitely
it's interesting.
Very interesting.
Geyser, so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Or a Heraklinos.
Oh yeah, all the explosions. Giant gnarling beast guy just destroying everything.
Just wailing on his opponent.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to see a couple of Yugiohs coming in. Okay.
So Yugioh Accelerator
comes down. Yes. Execute summon number 1.
And that's going to be a Gigantex.
Yes, that's
as
correct.
Expected.
The effect's being activated. Oh, hold on. Let's see where he's considering.
It's really whether he's scared of that back row. Now he knows that there's...
It's Gladiator Beast, yeah. So
yeah. Chariot is always going to be a threat.
Yeah, the Gladiator Beast War Chariot. Ability to negate the activation of a monster effect and take and destroy it. We've got a wiretap face down for Marjo on the field.
Now that Gigiano is level 4 as well, so
yes, so actually summon number 2.
We may see that. We may see another rank 4. seriously considering his options here. I mean, he just really doesn't want to run into that back row by the look of it. He's
playing cautiously. He doesn't want to give anything away. He's in a bit of a favourable position right now, because he's the one currently getting his plays through. And
possibly he's being mindful of what there is. He can really do with that mind control as well.
Yes, he's in case anybody's curious about what's in Daharin's hand, we've got a mind control and a Geargia accelerator. So, yeah, there's now two.
And there's another Gear.
He's definitely going full steam right now.
Feels he may be going for a turn 2 win. Showing no fear of that back row. I mean, it's not been activated any sort of response yet.
Yeah.
I mean, what does he have face down there?
It's a wiretap. Daharin is probably fairly confident now that since his first Geargia and X got through, that he can make these plays and not worry about it so much. It's the Mark II. Yeah, you're right, we may very well be seeing the
end of the game.
Turn 2 explosion. This is just as we were saying earlier with the Geargia deck, just with the power to go from 0 to
everything.
Yeah. I don't think there's a different way you can put it, to be honest.
I mean, this is the plain reason why we saw Needle Ceiling in the first round.
Yeah, it's to deal with these overpowering boards like
is that an Alucard?
Yeah, that's Ghost Rick Alucard. We saw him
getting rid of the wiretap.
Yep, and now Daharin is probably considering there's a mind control.
And that's the game, I do believe.
Is that right?
369. Yeah, that's...
Yep,
that's
the game.
Wow, that was a quick game one.
A lightning fast play from Daharin, and Marjo loses the element of surprise there. He barely got a chance to play any of his cards off.
No, that's one of the problems at the moment. All of the decks are very, very fast, and if you don't get a chance to set up when you're playing Gladiator Beasts, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, it's I can understand the decision to play Gladiator Beasts in this
let's have a look
format. When you look at the options that your opponent could have, if they set that turn 1 Geargia armor, yeah, they can get a search out of it, but you also get to return the Gladiator Beast back to your deck and get to search through for a large number of really powerful cards.
Interesting, I don't think I saw any Waboku in that Gladiator Beast deck, so he was flicking through there.
Okay.
Which is interesting. It's definitely...
yeah, Daharin considering, what do I side versus Gladiator Beast?
Because it's not something that you usually have to consider.
No.
But definitely, there must be some sort of card.
Although, Bulgarian Nationals won by Gladiator Beasts
the Bulgarian Nationals was won by Gladiator Beasts. It's not really that public knowledge, and you can find videos of...
Yeah, I'm sure you could find it somewhere. But, yeah, Gladiator Beasts, I'm curious to see, because Marjo would have playtested this matchup quite a lot again, because it's Geargia. It's one of the top 2 contenders. Some would argue it is possibly the strongest deck in the format right now, but
it is very good.
Well, yeah, I don't think anybody can deny the ability to just go through your deck and find these massive combos and links of rank 4 monsters. It would be a safe choice.
Ooh. Daharin really getting some thought into that.
Yeah, but I don't know how long Daharin's playing, but if he's familiar with the Gladiator Beast decks of old, he's probably considering what would I not want to see.
Yeah,
it's usually a good way to side deck if you've got experience with the other deck. Is like what would destroy my deck right now?
Geyserus wouldn't be that much of an issue. I mean, basically because the prime targets you're going to get is Giga X, and Giga X is just going to get out more 3-star monsters, and then you're just going to kick off your turn again.
Well, you've got your opponent's space down spells and traps to go for. You've got the Geargia armors that you want to take out without actually flipping them up. And
I mean, if you get a Heraklinos out with enough chariots to be able to make sure that's your lock, but even then, Heraklinos not a massive problem because there's no real spell or trap cards that you need to be able to pull off your combos in Geargia.
Yeah, and that was just lightning fast that last game. Okay, we're shuffling up and getting ready for game 2.
Daharin looking confident there. And Marjo's going first.
Let's see what he has in his hand. So, Mystical Space Typhoon, Dark-Kohl, Kaiser Colosseum. That's really good here. Elemental Hero Prisma. And the Gladiator Beast.
Proving Ground. There's an quest there as well.
The quest. Yeah. I was just drawing a blank suddenly on the name. It's been so long since I've seen this deck. Okay, I can show you Daharin's hand as it loads in. Kaiser Colosseum could prove to be a bit of a problem for the Geargia deck that wants to get those multiple Xe summons off. Okay, we're going to see the Gladiator Proving Grounds.
There's the Quarry.
Very powerful fighting monster for the Gladiator Beasts.
1800 attack.
Yes.
The largest of their kind, apart from the 1900 attack normal monster and Zahal. Unfortunately, not played anymore.
Most likely not going to see play.
No.
Okay, so Kaiser's Colosseum comes down, and the face down card, Mystical Space Typhoon. Takes a moment to consider his turn. Got a wire tap on the other side, Fire Hand, Bottomless Trap Hole, Soul Charge, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Yugioh Mark II. That's a pretty tough place to be in against the Kaiser Colosseum. He's got the Fire Hand. The
Fire Hand would help. The Fire Hand would come in, then the Ice Hand would come in.
And again, if you're familiar with the Gladiator Beast matchup, that face down has a very real chance that it's a Gladiator Beast War Chariot, and if you run your Fire Hand straight into that, you've got worry. Okay, we're going for the defensive option. It's actually Universe that's been drawn. Very powerful side deck card against the Geargia deck. Although perhaps a little bit conflicting with the Kaiser Colosseum. We'll probably hold on to that a little bit later, after his opponent's forced to deal with the Kaiser Colosseum. And then X Universe will cast an opportunity to swing this match big in Marjo's favour.
Now it's interesting, an interesting play there. He did have some other options that he could have gone for, but I guess he's playing it safe there. Yes, by bringing out the quest.
Sure. We've talked about this card a little bit earlier, so I'll just bring that up for you guys to take a look. It's Bottomless Trap Hole in response to the summon.
It really depends. I mean, that could have been a bait, just to, because he knew that there was probably going to be something there to stop him summoning. But it's just a way to deal with back row cards. Just
yeah, you can just ply straight through them,
running things that aren't that important into them, just to.
Marjo elects not to attack in fear of the Geargia armor. He doesn't want to give his opponent any additional searches through his deck. Black One of Heaven drawn from Daharin. It's the Fire Hand coming down. Fire Hand declaring an attack. Yep, that's going to be a successful attack. Mystical Space Typhoon not so good at stopping attacks.
No.
It can happen. Sure, you call Haunted, but not
that's,
very.
One of the only situations in which that would work.
I'll think of others when I've got time.
Spellbook of Life, whatever.
No.
That would be, no.
Premature Burial back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to see Ice Hand coming up as Fire Hand goes down. And now with no monsters on the field, Marjo is not got the limiting effect of Kaiser Colosseum, but Daharin unable to put more cards down, or perhaps even more unwilling.
It's a shame, because that was a very good opportunity that he's kind of missed out on.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, his field looks pretty good, actually. If you look at what Daharin's currently got, he's got the answer to any potential trap hazard. He's got the Black Horn of Heaven against any XE, or and an XE summon would probably be a very good answer to this Ice Hand if he finds a way around it. He wants to keep his Kaiser Colosseum without letting that Ice Hand destroy it. Okay, so for Marjo, he's drawn a Fiendish Chain and he's set it. And my colleague actually argues that Fiendish Chain is the best card in the game. Mike, if he's watching. We've both been on the end of this when testing out our various combos. You get all excited when you finally put it together, and then Fiendish Chain locking up your monster. And they always have the second one. Whenever testing, there's always 2 Fiendish Chains. Very good card. Okay, so yep, the Fiendish Chain is going to be used to stop the Ice Hand's attack this turn. Mystical Space Typhoon, very good answer to the Fiendish Chain that stops attacks.
Yeah, it didn't. MST definitely can't stop attacks, but they can make it happen.
Yep, definitely pushing that one through. And the Ice Hand, oh, this is the 100 exploding hand technique again, as we just see him attacking into the bigger monsters and taking out his opponent's cards one by one. And you've got to be very careful of that in this format, is leaving a monster that leaving this opportunity where you just get all your guys, well, all your cards just taken away from you. Just bring up the field. And here's Fire Hand. You're going to see a lot of this, and if you haven't, you probably have seen in your local tournaments or regionals. The bane of many cards' existence is the Fire and Ice Hand. There we go, and it's the cycle, which when destroyed gets the Ice Hand and takes out his opponent's Elemental Hero Prisma. And I'll just pull up Ice Hand for you.
So incredibly hard to not make any cheesy puns about hands. And the Ice Hand, Fire Hand going hand in hand.
Puns of damage, really.
Puns of damage, yes.
Oh, in this particular case, it's real damage for Marjo right here. He's lost a lot of his cards, and the Kaiser Colosseum has been taken away. We're not really seeing any Geargia coming out here. It's literally just this Fire and Ice Hand that are putting in so much work against Marjo.
He does have a...
Marjo draws the wiretap. Okay.
Doesn't with it by the look of it.
Okay, so...
Okay, so we may see start to the plays.
Yeah, we're just seeing some pressure from damage coming in.
Just the little pokes. I mean, a lot of players just decide to not do anything because they can't make the win that turn, and that's the way that you basically lose. Not by just doing those little bits of damage where you can do it.
Yeah, many games are lost just because I was 1,000 short or something. And he's got the Geargia Mark II in his hand. Another one.
Which means that things will start going off next turn if Marjo doesn't do anything.
Yeah. So actually, it's a trap there for his opponent. If his opponent does take it out, he can use the other one in his hand to...
It's revealed that was a Mystical Space Typhoon.
The Horn of Heaven. And Dark Hole. This shuts down the Fire and Ice Hand loops because he currently, Marjo controls no spells or traps to be taken out by
Bestiary
Ice Hand.
Field, so we've got a threat of a Geyserus.
Oh, the normal summon's used. Let's see where he goes from here.
He attacks, I believe. And he's going to tag.
Successful. For the first time in the duel, he is going to get one of his Gladiator Beast effects off to return it to the deck and special summon another Gladiator Beast. Which one though? This decision is pretty crucial.
There's so many good ones though.
Yeah.
Masses in this situation. Of course, because, well, Bestiary is only at 1, but still, even if it wasn't, he wouldn't be able to get another one out.
It has to be a different Gladiator Beast.
Now, Darius would be a prime choice.
Yeah, Darius, very good card. you can, when it's special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, you can grab back a Gladiator Beast from your graveyard.
Yep. So the quarry.
Now we're going to see the quarry.
Now there's a couple of things he could... Oh, he is doing it.
Oh, by the way, guys, if you are interested in checking out cards that we've not pulled up on the screen for whatever reason, please do use our card database, which you can find the links above us if you're watching on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading Card Game website. If not, head over to yugiohcard.com and find the database from there. Okay, it's an Evil Swarm, it's Ishon Knight.
Kind of an interesting threat. Oh dear.
There's
can only be activated during the battle phase though? So
in his opponent's battle phase, yeah.
Yeah. All that it really takes is for Daharin to basically just make sure that he has less than 3 cards and the effect is null. But then Dark-Hole takes it out, so yeah.
Here we are. The Mach 2s. 2 Mach 2s. Okay, got the next XC summon, Ghost Rick a la carte. Very aware that he doesn't want to give his opponent free stuff. I haven't seen what that card is, as he just set it straight onto the field.
Well, it's a mystery to everyone. Yes. And it was a Mystical Space Typhoon.
Mystical Space Typhoon. And Daharin's turn, he draws Breakthrough Skill. Breakthrough Skill. Yep, the Ghost Rick a la carte attacking again. Marjo life points dangerously low. One more attack from the Ghost Rick a la carte. He's not been able to get into this game. So far in this whole match, he has only successfully resolved one Gladiator Beast attack. And there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. This is as much as I love the Gladiator Beast deck, it's going to have a really rough time against decks like Geargia. In theory, it should look really good.
I guess it just really depends on your draw. That's literally, I mean, that's the same for every deck. You can say it always depends on your draw, but Gladiator Beasts, you have to have the cards there to be able to do your combo, and if you don't have your lock, you lose.
Yeah, particularly when you've got decks that go from 0 to lethal immediately.
Yeah.
Against you. And there are a lot of decks out there at the moment that are doing that, that are in competitive play. Not so much the hat-trick deck, although we can see big pushes coming from the hat-trick deck as we saw earlier today. But Mermels, which is again another deck that's very prevalent, that can pull out extremely large amounts of damage very, very quickly.
Very fun decks to play, not fun decks to play against. Basically, is the way that I would put it.
It depends on which side of the table you're sitting on.
Yeah,
well,
basically.
That's basically just what you just said.
Yeah. Oh dear.
And Mermel's actually one of the only decks in the format right now that are playing up to 20 or more monsters. The vast majority of decks right now we're seeing from our data is that monsters are down, trap cards are up, and spells are sort of in the same.
Yeah.
It's about having answers and doing very, very specific things. The rank 4 options are incredibly powerful.
Yeah, I guess it's a format that doesn't have Heavy Storm.
Yeah, Heavy Storm causes a lot of problems.
A lot of problems now that we have artifacts.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you could imagine all of those effects resolving all at one go.
We'll leave that there. Fantastic game. Well, I say fantastic game.
It was short. It was very short. In terms of actual gameplay, it was just too quick. It was so one-sided. There was really nothing that...
Yeah, Marjo didn't get into that game.
Nothing that Marjo could do. He didn't really get to play any of his effects. He just...
It's a decision you have to take into consideration. Very good. Obviously, he's won his first 2 rounds to sit here on this table, but it's one of those things I worry where it looks very good on paper. It's like, okay, I've got access to all this stuff, but then in practicality, if it doesn't happen, the
other deck's just going to kick off, and that's it. You've lost again.
Yes.
It is a shame, because Gladiator.biz, again, one of my favourite deck types.
Oh, I think it's fantastic.
It can be done. I mean, it's won national championships.
Yeah, that's true. Many years ago.
Okay,
guys, we're receiving our notice that will be disappearing for a little bit. We'll be back for round 4.
As soon as that starts. There's still quite a little while on this round.
There's a lot of time on the round.
I would wait a little bit longer, basically, than what you did last time. But we will be back very soon.
Yeah, please check out some of the written coverage while you're waiting. You can catch up on some of the feature matches, because we are covering those as well, and classic ways. And Ollie and PJ putting in great work for that.
So let's wrap that up.
Thank you.
See you next round.